Welcome to Carlton's Math Corner. Today we are going to discuss arithmetic sequences. At this time, please make sure that you have your math journal, your vocab packet, as well as something to write with. Our target today is I can determine the sequence is arithmetic. Arithmetic is by 1. For instance, this is a three-sided triangle, and then it's by 1, so heptagon, octagon, then nonagon, and it just keeps going. And so, welcome to Carlton's Math Corner. Today we are going to discuss arithmetic sequences. At this time, please make sure that you have your math journal, your vocab packet, as well as something to write with. Our target today is I can determine if a sequence is arithmetic. Well, if you look at these images below, what are some of your observations? Like, what pattern do you notice amongst these polygons? Well, I notice that each polygon goes up by one side. For instance, this one is a three-sided figure, so a triangle, then four-sided figure, quadrilateral, then five-sided figure, pentagon, six-sided figure, hexagon, and so they're all going up by one side. Now, this is an example of an arithmetic sequence. And the reason why it is an arithmetic sequence is because it has a common difference between each term. So the first one, the term would be, this would be the first term, which would be 3 because there's 3 sides. Then the second term would be 4, the third term would be 5, and the fourth term would be 6. And if you notice, if I take, 4 minus 3, that would be 1. 5 minus 4 would be 1. 6 minus 5 is 1. It's all going up by 1. This is what an arithmetic sequence is. There is a common difference between each of these terms. Okay, so let's take a look at 2 more examples. What steps do you notice are taken in order to figure out if these sequences are arithmetic? Well, I notice that on both sequences, I notice that right away, the first thing that was done was the second term is being subtracted by the first term, or the first term is subtracted from the second term. So like -2 minus -4, -2 minus -4, and we get +2. That's what I notice even on this one as well. Notice the first term is being subtracted from the second term. So 5/8 is what we start with, minus 1/2. And notice 1/2 has been changed to 4/8, just so that we have a common denominator. Because remember, when we subtract fractions, we have to have a common denominator so that we can actually subtract those fractions. And so that's a common first step on this one. Then I noticed that both of them continued by taking then the third term minus the second term. So third term minus the second term. And then lastly, the fourth term minus the third. And so on this one, I noticed that there is the same difference. But on this one over here, the first two have 1/8 as a difference. But look at the difference on the last one. is 1/16. So I noticed that this one is referred to as an arithmetic sequence and this one is not. And the reason for that is this one has a common difference and this one does not. Okay, so let's go over our steps. So the first thing that we did was we began with the term that follows. So it's always, we start with the second term minus the first. Then the third term minus the second. And the fourth term minus the third. Like it's always the one, you start with the one that follows the number and then subtract it from the one in front. And then if the difference is the same, then it's arithmetic. If it's different, then it's not arithmetic. Okay? What I would like you to do is I want you to try a couple sequences. Will you please find the difference, between the terms and see if they're arithmetic or not. Thank you so much for joining me at Carlton's Math Corner, and I look forward to meeting with you again.